Kia ora Year 12 and Year 11. This is a short video to go over how to factorise quadratics when the first coefficient a is not equal to 1. So we've done this in class. This is really just for those of you who are still finding it tricky. Remember, it's worth doing tons and tons of practice on this, so get going on Theta 1505. Make sure when you're watching that you've got a pen and paper with you so that you're not just staring at the screen. Okay, so one way to do this is that we're looking for two numbers that times together to give me 4 times 15, right? So something times something equals 60, and something plus something equals 23 in the middle. So we're thinking about our factors of 60, and we can jot those down over here. We've got 2 and 30, that's no good. We've got 4 and 15, that's no good because they add to 19. So hopefully you'll see the one that I missed out on purpose, 3 and 20. This is an easy one because it's a plus plus with that pattern there. So it's going to be 3 here and 20 there, 3 here and 20 there. So now we write out the expression. We get 4x squared plus 20x plus 3x plus 15. Remember, it doesn't matter which order you do that in. Now we're going to do a little box around there and a little box around there. So I take out my common factor and make my pen a little bit nicer at the same time. Sorry about the noise. What have we got? We've got 4x times x plus 5. Now taking out the common factor in the next one, 3 times x plus 5. So our hard work is done, except I've run out of room on my slide as usual. So the answer is going to pop up the top here. So now we're looking at common factors here. My common factor is x plus 5. And I've got 4x plus 3 of them. And you can check that by expanding it back, so there's never any reason to get these wrong. Okay, on to number 2. Okay, 6 and 35. So you've got choices here. You could try doing this one just by looking. The reason you mightn't want to is that 6 could be a 3x and a 2x, or it could be a 6 and x and a 1, so that's a bit painful. This is going to be either a 35 and 1 combo or a 7 and 5 combo, so we'll do this with grouping anyway. That we've got to find two numbers, something times something, that multiplies together to give me 210. Please tell me you didn't do that on your calculator. Two numbers that add together to give me -1. So let's think about some easy factors of 210. Well, let's think about 10 and 21. We're looking for numbers that add together to give me -1, so I'm going to put a minus there. That gap is 11. So I want some numbers that are a bit smaller. We could try 30 and 7, but we're being a bit unsystematic about this. So let's think about a nicer way. Got 210 here. Let's just start factorising here. Well, we've got 10 here, which is going to give me a 2 and a 5. And here I've got 21, 3 and 7. So I've got those prime factors, and I'm now looking for combos that will give me the gap that I want. So I don't want those two. You can probably see it from looking. If I take those two and times those together, I'll get 15. And if I take the 2, change colour, the 2 and the 7, and times those together, I can get -14. But I want it the other way around. I want to have them adding to be -1. So it's going to be -15 plus 14, and we've got 14, -15 times 14. Right, so most of the hard work in these is in that thinking about the factors. So now we can break it up, and we'll break it up with a slightly skinnier pen. So we've got 6x squared minus 15x plus 14x minus 35. Right, start boxing it up. First box, whoops, second box. Common factor here, 3x times 2x minus 5 plus 7 times 2x minus 5, which gives me 2x minus 5 times 3x plus 7. Right, just a couple more to go. Okay, I picked more big numbers. I want two numbers that times together to give me, oh, yuck, negative 252, because I'm taking this number times this number, and two numbers that add together to give me 4. So we're going to do the factor tree thing again. 252, what's going to go into that? Well, we'll have 2 here, and we'll have 126 here. 3 goes into that because the digits add up to 9, so it's 3 times 42. We got a 6, and we got a 7. So this time we've got quite a lot of things to try. But we know that we can use combinations of those things there. So let's look there and see, where can I see a gap of 4? Well, if I do 2 times 3, that's 6. 6 3s are 18. Oh, I got it first time just by trying. So 6 3s are 18, and 7 2s are 14. So that looks good. We're going to do 18x plus negative 14x. Let's not have the x's in there. Oop. Okay, sorry guys. Get rid of the x's. And we know that 18 times negative 14 will give me what I want there. I've deliberately picked ones in here which have got a minus sign here to make them a bit harder. So we get 4x squared plus 18x minus 14x minus 63. Box this, 2x times into 2x plus 9 minus 7 times 2x plus 9. 2x plus 9 is my first common factor. 2x minus 7 is my second one. Right, last two. I want two numbers that multiply to give me negative 10 and add to give me negative 9. So a much easier one. Try them out. It's going to be combos of 10 and 1 or 5 and 2 with pluses and minuses in there. So if we want the gap here, we want them to add to negative 9, we're going to have negative 10 plus 1. Negative 10 times 1 gives me negative 10. So we can split that middle term up into 2x squared minus 10x plus x minus 5. And we'll get 2x times x minus 5 plus, well, I can see the x minus 5. Oh, don't want the lightsaber today, that's for my juniors. Right, there we are. There's the bracket, and there's a 1 there, which we'll put in. So my common factor is x minus 5 times 2x plus 1. Last one, 2x squared minus x minus 15. Right, the numbers must multiply together to give me negative 30, and they must add together to give me negative 1. Again, it's a pretty easy one thinking about factors of 30. 130, 215, 310. You probably won't even have to do this. And then we get to 5 and 6, and that's where it's going to be. We're going to have negative 6 plus 5, negative 6 times 5. Rewriting 2x squared minus 6x plus 5x minus 15. Box it up. And that equals 2x times x minus 3 plus 5 times x minus 3, which gives me 2x plus 5 times x minus 3. Okay, that turned out to be quite a long video. Hope that helped. Make sure that you can go back and do each of them independently and then go and do tons and tons of practice, because this is a very useful thing to be confident with. Thanks for watching.